is flowing over what? Is flowing over a gentle slope. And explains why. It explains why the area is actually made up of both erosion and deposition. Then, the third stage is the senile or old. The senile or old stage, mainly dominated by deposition this time. Is mainly dominated by what? By deposition. Why? Because the water has entered into a flat land. The water has entered into a flat land. So here the gradient is no longer steep, neither is it gentle, but this time it is on a flat land. So water is flowing over a flat land. So those are the three areas or the three sections of a long profile of a river. Usually section A, then section B, and section C. This section is characterized by so many relief features. By nature, you will notice that in the youthful stage, that's where we have cliffs. In the youthful stage, that's where we have potholes. That's where we have waterfalls are dominant in the youthful stage. The V-shaped valleys, the interlocking spurs, all are characteristics of the youthful stage of a river. Of course, once you see waterfalls, expect cliffs to exist. Let me briefly explain what I mean by these different features. The youthful what? Stage. The first thing to find in the youthful stage is a waterfall. The word waterfall refers to a sharp break in the gradient of an area. Sharp break in the it is usually caused by water flowing over a steep slope. water flowing over a steep what? A steep slope. So, usually waterfalls are formed when, take an instance, this originally was the level of flow of our water. This is our land, and the river is flowing over. A river is flowing over here towards that direction. Now, because of, say for example, faulting, say for example, if there is faulting, you find that the land mass which was flat, the land mass which was generally flat like that, is forced to change the nature such that because of faulting, the land mass changes. So a river which was flowing on a flat land is no meets a situation where there is a change in the gradient. Of course, as we look at faulting one time, you shall look at faulting, you will notice that faulting causes, or faulting refers to the fracturing of the earth's surface and its displacement. So it could be causing faults or fault lines. So there could be what we call normal fault lines causing the earth crust to change slightly to the side, the blocks, the plates of the earth crust sliding on one another, such that one is forced to slope or to sink downwards and forming a point we call a nick point. Now, because of this, water which was flowing on a flat land like that is forced to flow over a steep slope. And when it flows over a steep slope, then this becomes a what? A waterfall. That's how waterfalls sometimes are formed. Other cases, we are told that the waterfall may also be formed as a result of difference in rock hardness. The waterfalls also may be formed as a result of what? Differences in rock hardness. Whereby you may find that at one moment some part of the rock is soft against hard rocks. Soft against hard rocks. Now, because of the flow of the rivers, we have said, as the river is flowing, it goes on eroding part of this. It erodes off part of that. Because this is a soft rock, because of erosion, this part is taken away through the process of erosion. It may dissolve in water, of course, since it is a soft rock. Say, for example, if it is a limestone what? If it is a limestone rock. So finally, because of erosion, the soft rock is taken away, leaving behind a hard rock, and instantly forming a nick point, and water starting to flow over a steep gradient which was not initially there. So water begins to flow over a steep gradient, forming what we call a waterfall. So those are two ways we can explain the formation of a waterfall. It could be formed because of displacement. It could be formed because of displacement of the earth. the plates of the displacement of the plates of the earth. But at the same time, and this one is caused by, of course, by faulting, creating a steep gradient, creating what? A steep gradient onto which water does what? Onto which water flows. But at the same time, it could be also caused by water from the river eroding soft rocks and leaving behind resistant what? Leaving behind resistant rocks. So forcing the water to flow over, forcing the river to flow over, a what? A steep gradient. Forcing the water to flow over what? A steep gradient. So forming what we call a waterfall. We have so many examples of waterfalls in East Africa. Examples of waterfalls in East Africa are, of course, we have Murchison Falls, we have said examples of waterfalls in East Africa are number one is Murchison Falls. This one is found in west of Uganda. We have Owen Falls, central Uganda. We also have the Seven Forks. Seven Forks on River Tana in Kenya, and so many other waterfalls. So that is the first feature in the youthful stage of a river. Similar to that is a cliff. A cliff is a rock face. A rock face that that hangs facing into the water body. That hangs facing into what? Facing into the water body. Of course, cliffs are always found in here, or they are found where a waterfall is formed. So I was explaining for you, I told you that some rocks, sometimes, as we have said that rocks of two characteristics, where two rocks of different characteristics are found, the soft rock is removed. Two rocks of different characteristics of course, one being hard rock against soft rocks. We said that the soft rocks are eroded by water in a river. Water in what? In a river. Now that they are eroded